So this is the course that we're going to take on right now, Certified Ethical Hacking version 11. And these are the course topics that we'll be discussing in the sessions. Okay. And our first class right now today is on basics of networking concepts. In today's and tomorrow's class, we'll cover all the basic networking concepts like IP addresses, IPv4, IPv6 address, public IPs, private IPs, and what is a DHCP server, what's a DNS server, what are these different protocols. So all the important concepts that are required on the networking part, we'll be covering that in today's and tomorrow's session. Okay. After that, we'll have installation classes where I'll show you how to install a lab setup, and then we'll go with basic Linux and Windows commands. So once these basic introductory concepts are done, then we'll be starting the main important topics like footprinting and information gathering. Okay. So I've discussed this in the demo as well previously. I hope you guys have joined the demo, guys. Everyone? Anyone who has not attended a demo, or this is the first
class, sir. I didn't have attended anything.
Oh, we need. Okay, no problem, Vinny. So, no problem. That's okay. We'll take the first basic networking class directly today. But in case if you want to attend a demo, usually we will have demo sessions again. We have been taking demos the whole of last week, and this week we had to officially start the batch from Monday, from today's first class. So if demos are required for anyone, you can just contact DURGASOFT and they'll let you know when the next demo session is going to be. Okay.
Sir, anything in demo that we missed, which will be problematic now that we are starting the.
Okay. No way, no, nothing as such, Yashashwini. There's nothing that you've missed. In demo, I just basically explain you what all topics will be covering in the whole course. Okay. And again, I just give a brief overview of what all topics we'll be discussing and how these are relevant for us in the whole cybersecurity domain. But anyhow, this is our first class on networking. So that should at least give you a clear picture of how the classes are going.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So again, just guys, as this is the first class, we'll have to wait for a while for the other students to join as well. People might be late, so we'll start the session sharp at 6:10 p.m. Okay. I'll keep my mic muted. If there's any queries or anything, you can just let me know via voice or chat. Sahu, no, this is not the demo class. This is our first class on basic networking concepts, the whole course itself. So demo would be held separately. We took demos already for the last whole week, but that is not an issue at all. Okay. If possible, I'll do one thing. I'll take the first networking class, and at the end of the session, we'll just take a small demo. Okay. Since people are requesting for that, we'll do one thing. We'll just take a quick basic networking class. And in the end, in the last 10 minutes or so, we'll take a small demo as well so that you can understand what was shown in the demo session. Okay, sure. Yashashwini, the course duration is for 35 to 40 days, where we'll have classes from Monday to Friday, only on weekdays for 1 hour. So in total, it's around 40 hours duration course. Okay. You would say 40 to 45. Okay. Okay.
So this class will be every day on 6 p.m.
Yes. I'm not sure who asked that question though, but just to clarify, yes, we'll be having a session every day from Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. for 1 hour, 6 to 7 o'clock.
And sir, what is the duration for this course?
Duration is 45 days. Sahu, who was that? Who asked? Beneath, is that you who asked the question?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, Beneath, I'm so sorry. The duration is around actually 35 to 45, depending that there are no leaves taken in between. But minimum duration is at least 40 hours, where every day we'll have a 1 hour session for 40 days, from Monday to Friday, excluding the weekends.
Okay. Okay.
Saho, are you telling respective to Android also, like JCA, JC Core, and SSL? Android hacking is also included, Saho, but that is only regarding the malware attacks. How do you create a Trojan file for Android, and how do you use that Trojan file to get a remote connection of the complete device over the internet? Okay. So other than that, there's no such a JC or JSSE attack.
Hi, sir. Basant here.
Hi, Basant.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I want to know, this is something related to like cryptography, public key, private key, handshaking, those kind of things. It will be taught also.
Yeah, cryptography is also a topic. We'll be discussing what cryptography is, what is asymmetric encryption, what are these public keys and private keys. That is also included in the course. And again, if I show you in the PDF file, that's over here.
And cryptography is there. Yeah. Under this, okay, it will come.
Again, it's an already established concept, so there's nothing practical to learn about cryptography. But I'll be explaining in detail what this cryptography is and how our data is being encrypted, and is there a possibility to hash or dehash the encrypted data.
Okay. Sir, may I know about the weekend batch? What time to what time?
Sorry, sir, Basant, can you please come again? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. I saw in the this PDF there is a weekend batch also. One is weekdays, another one is weekend. May I know in the weekend batch at what time to what time it will be?
As of now, there are no weekend batches, Basant. They have only established weekday batches. But usually, if there is a weekend batch, that would be on in the mornings at 10 a.m. or so. But right now, there was not a good requirement for a weekend batch. In case if we have good amount of students gathering for it, we can start a weekend batch as well. People usually opt for weekdays for 1 hour, because in weekdays we'll have a longer sessions, usually for 3 to 4 hours every single day on Saturday and Sunday as well. So in case if there's a requirement for, if there's a group of students who are specifically requesting for weekend classes, that is also possible. I mean, that could be established.
Okay, so no issue. So then now from Monday to Friday, it is at least 1 hour class.
Every day, yeah, 1 hour. Max to max.
Same time, 6 to 7.
Same time, 6 to 7. Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
Sir, one more question I have. Like, this course is beneficial for, like, what are the audience for? Like, it is for developer or like, or
anyone who's interested in the cybersecurity, it could either be a fresher, it could be either be an experienced person from cloud or from a completely different domain itself. So people even from mechanical background have come who were interested in cybersecurity. So it's for freshers, it's for people who want to refresh their content on the cybersecurity part. If people for experienced candidates in different domains like cloud or databases or whatnot. Okay, so it's a very vast domain for audience. Anyone can join the course who's just interested in cybersecurity.
okay.
1 second, guys. Right. Risk part. Roy will be covering the risk part. Again, as I've told you, this is a whole cybersecurity course where we'll be discussing different types of attacks on different platforms. So whether that be a Windows operating system or a Linux operating system or a network organization, or whether it be a web application or a mobile phone or wireless or routers. Every single aspect is covered in the course, but again, only up to intermediate level, not up to the, advanced level. You have, after the CEH course, you have advanced courses where you go in depth depending on your specialization. Okay. Yeah, we'll be sharing this PDF file as well at the end of the session. That's not an issue at all. Let's see. Guys, I guess DurgaSoft is okay. Okay, yeah. DurgaSoft has sent a message in the chat. Please go through it, guys. They've mentioned specifically that if you want to continue with the batch, who was attending the first session today, it's for free, obviously. But from next sessions onwards, whoever wants to continue with the batch, you have to make payment, whether it be the live sessions or the video recordings or the soft copy material. Okay, you can contact the organization. Okay, please make the contact through, please make the payment through net banking or direct deposition. They've mentioned their account details as well. Okay, and they've mentioned that the link is going to change. Duration of they've mentioned as well for 45 days. Course content is also mentioned. Yashashwin, if you go through the chat, you can see a link for course content that has the PDF file. Yashashwin.
Yes, I got it, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Let's get started with today's session without any further ado. 1 second. Ravi Swami. Ravi Swami, we get a few references from a lot of different companies. So we'll be posting it in the official DurgaSoft page itself. And if you have any queries regarding the interview questions or anything, I'll be there to assist with that. Okay, so we are not a consultancy where we can guarantee job placement, but we can support in the placement part. Okay, so we can should give you the resume. We can support you with the resume development or the interview questions or where to apply for jobs, or if there's any placement requirement, we post that in the DurgaSoft page itself, and from there you can start applying for jobs. Duration, yeah, as Vineet has mentioned, guys, duration is for 45 days. Costume. Okay, guys. Without any further ado, let's get started with the session. In today's class, we'll be going with basic networking concepts. This is very necessary since not everyone is from the computer science department. Okay, so basically, when we talk about network, it consists of something known as hosts. Okay, a host is nothing but an information device which communicates with other devices. Okay, now this host could be anything. It could be a small mobile phone, or it could be my laptop, or a desktop, or a web application server as well. Each of these devices, which is capable of communicating with other devices, is known as a host. And when you have a group of hosts which are communicating with one another, a collection of hosts, this whole body is known as a network. Okay. Now, just like how we are communicating with one another by using our names, we address each other by our names. So you can call me Shoaib, I can call you by your respective names, and then we talk to each other. Similarly, when devices communicate with one another, they also require such a name, an identity. That identity is nothing but your IP address. Okay, where IP stands for Internet Protocol. This was developed by the US military back then in the 1950s with an organization called ARPANET. Okay, so your internet earlier was something called as ARPANET, developed by the US military for their communication. There were different versions of IP. Internet Protocol version 1, there was Internet Protocol version 2, then 3. All these were quite experimental and they were not that perfectly working. They were failures. What successfully worked out was the IP version 4. Okay, and this IP version 4 address is what we still use in our daily life. Okay, and this is a 32-bit address. What I mean by the specific 32-bit address is a bit is nothing but the smallest format of data, you could say, the smallest size of data that a computer understands. Okay. It is only of a value of 0 or 1 specifically. And your IPv4 address is 32-bit address, which means they're consecutive 32 zeros and ones, okay, in a random order. Now, this 32-bit address is divided into 4 octets. Each octet is nothing but 8 bits in total. So 8 bits is one part of the IPv4 address. Then this is the second part, then the third part, and then the fourth part. In total, 8 4s are 32-bit address. Okay, and each of this octet is separated by a dot symbol. Okay, so your IP address would look like this in the binary language, where binary is nothing but what computers understand, the language of zeros and ones. The reason why it is called binary is because you have only 2 digits, bi, which is for 2, 0 or a 1. Now, we don't understand this language of binary. What we understand is decimal numbers, which consists of numbers from 0 to 9 or hexadecimal characters from 0 to 9 and alphabets A to 6. Hexa is nothing but 6, which includes the first 6 alphabets, and decimal is nothing but the numbers from 0 to 9. So let's understand how we can convert this binary number to human readable format of decimal numbers. Okay. Before that, a quick format discussion, like 1 bit is nothing but a value of 0 or 1. When you combine 8 such bits, that becomes an octet, or you can also call it as a byte of data. Okay. When you combine 1024 bytes, that becomes a kilobyte. Okay, so your text pad files or your document files usually are in kilobytes of data. Okay, when you combine 1024 kilobytes, that becomes a megabyte. Your song files or MP3 or MP4 files are in megabytes of data. 1024 megabytes becomes a gigabyte. okay, your movies or any other larger files, and your hard disk is on the terabyte format consisting of 1024 gigabytes. Okay, and when you combine 1024 terabytes, that becomes a petabyte. Okay, we usually never use petabytes, guys. This is used by cloud organizations who want to store the data of their multiple users. Okay, now what I've done is I've written down an IPv4 address over here in the binary format. One moment, guys. Let me just. Yeah, I'm so sorry for that. Anyways, now what I've done is I've written a binary IP address over here consisting of 32 bits, and I've taken the first octet and I've written it down over here in an expanded format. Okay, now let's try to understand how we can convert this binary number to a decimal number, okay, which is human readable in the 0 to 9 format. Okay, and the procedure is pretty simple and straightforward. All you have to do is write down the number and below give the values from 2 to the power 0 all the way to 2 to the power 7 from right to left. The reason why we have 2 to the power is because this is a binary language where you have only two values, either a 0 or a 1. So the rightmost value will have 2 power 0, then you have 2 power 1, then you have 2 power 2, then you have 2 power 3, then you have 2 power 4, then you have 2 power 5, 2 power 6, and 2 power 7. Now, in order to convert this, the logic is pretty simple and straightforward. All you have to do is multiply the low value with the top one and add it with the next one. Multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, and this will repeat till the last value. Okay, so anything to the power 0 is always equivalent to 1. So 2 power 0 is 1. 2 power 1 is 2. 2 power 2 is nothing but 2 into 2, which is 4. 2 power 3 is 2 into 2 into 2, which is 8. 2 power 4 is 16. 2 power 5 is 32. And 2 power 6 is 64. Finally, 2 power 7 is 128. Now, when I have to convert this number from binary to decimal, as I've mentioned, multiply the lower value with the top one and add it with the next one. Therefore, first value will be 2 power 0 into 0. And that is the same thing which I've written over here. Then 2 power 1 into 1 plus 2 power 2 into 0 plus 2 power 3 into 1 plus 2 power 4 into 0 plus 2 power 5 into 1 plus 2 power 6 into 0 plus 2 power 7 into 1. Now, when we simplify this, anything into 0 will be the value 0 itself. 2 power 1 into 1 is the value itself 2. Then 2 power 2 into 0, that is 0. 2 power 3 into 1, that is 8. 2 power 4 into 0, that is 0. 2 power 5 into 1, that is 32. 2 power 6 into 0, that is 0 again. And finally 2 power 7 into 1, that is 128. And when I add this up, that will be 2 plus 8 plus 32 plus 128. 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 plus 32, 42, 42 plus 128, that will be 170. So we humans can read the number 170 as 170, but your computer does not understand it in that format. If it needs to understand 170, it understands it as on-off signals, like 10, 10, 10, 10, or something like on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Okay, high frequency and low frequency. This is clear, guys, for everyone, how I've converted this binary number to a decimal number, 170. Any questions up to this part? Saho, Ganesh, Kaustav, Rinmoy Roy. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing any names wrong. Apologies from my end. Pooja, Ravi Swami, Saad, Shrikant, Vineet, Yashashwini. Any questions or doubts up to this part? Please, guys, if you have any questions or any queries, feel free to interrupt me at any certain point of time. And if there's something which is unclear, I will explain that as long as it is needed. Okay, in a better format every single time. Okay. Now, if you have understood this format, I have written a different number over here, 01011010. Can anyone calculate and give me the correct answer for this? What is the value for binary for 010 decimal of 01011010? You can just make a quick calculation, guys, if you have a pen and a paper beside you, and you can let me know the correct answer.
$89.
1 second, guys. Someone has given me an answer. 01011010. Ganesha said 100. Someone else has mentioned another answer. 89. Did someone say 89? Earlier, we calculated the value 10101010, and we got the correct answer as 170. As you can see, we got the correct value as 170. Now we have a different value, 01011010. Okay, I've got some answers over here, 189. Let's try
80.
to, okay, someone else has said 80. Let's try to calculate this now, guys, again. So firstly, 01011010, 2 power 0 into 0, plus 2 power 1 into 1, plus 2 power 2 into 0, plus 2 power 3 into 1, 2 power 4 into 1, 2 power 5 into 0, 2 power 6 into 1, 2 power 7 into 0. 2 power 0 into 0, anything into 0 is 0 itself. 2 power 1 into 1 is value 2. 2 power 2 into 0, that is 0. 2 power 3 into 1, that is 8. 2 power 4 into 1, that is 16. 2 power 5 into 0, that is 0. 2 power 6 into 1, that is 64. Finally, 2 power 7 into 0, that is 0. Now, when I add this up, 2 plus 8, 10, 10 plus 16, 26, 26 plus 64, which is 90. Just to verify, let me write it down over here. 0101 1010, convert 90, the same value which we have over here. Guys, any confusion? Like Basant has come close. He said 89, which is very close. Anywhere that you have made a mistake.
Sorry, actually, that was 2 to the power 1 is 2. I kept it 1. That in the second position.
Okay, guys. Again, guys, these values are very important. So if possible, try to memorize them. Anything to the power 0 will always be 1. 2 power 1 is 2. 2 power 2 is 4. 2 power 3 is 8. 2 power 4 is 16. 2 power 5 is 32. 2 power 6 is 64. And 2 power 7 is 128. I hope these values are clear. Okay. So if you remember these values properly, your answers are going to be correct and for sure, right? Okay. So I hope the logic is clear, guys. That doesn't matter if you've got a wrong answer as well, because when I was at your stage, I've given much worse answers. Yours is perfectly much better than mine. But anyways, I hope the logic is clear, guys. Does anyone want me to like go through this again so that this is perfectly clear? Because this is very important for us to understand the next concept. Okay. If you do not understand this, you will be not able to concentrate in the rest of the topics, which I'm going to explain now. Okay, so is this clear for everyone? How to convert a binary number to a decimal number? Basant, Ganesh, Kaustubh, Roy, Pooja, Ravi Swami, Saad, Vineet, Yashashwini. Any questions up to this part? Does anyone want me to explain it again? This is very important, guys. Again, you can use an online calculator as well to calculate it, but the logic is what is important for us. Okay, why we need this is what I explained now very shortly. Okay, Yashashwani said yes. Vineet has confirmed. Ganesh clear. Okay. Saad, any questions? Ravi Swami, any questions? Pooja, any questions? Kaustubh, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, everyone says clear. Okay, perfect. Now, the reason I'm showing you all this binary to decimal conversions is so that I can explain you the range of these IP addresses. Okay, so your IP addresses has a range, IPv4. In order to get the first IP, all I have to do is put all zeros in all the octets. Okay. And when I convert this from binary to decimal, when you have all zeros, everything will be into 0. And 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, everything till the end will give you the first IP as 0.0.0.0. In order to get the last IP, the maximum value I can use is all ones. Okay. In all the octets. Therefore, when I calculate that 2 power 0 into 1 plus 2 power 1 into 1 plus 2 power 2 into 1 plus 2 power 3 into 1 plus 2 power 4 into 1 all the way up to 2 power 7 into 1. That would be 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 plus 128. And if I calculate that out, that will give me the value 255. You can verify that as well. Okay. And that gives us the last IP 255.255.255.255. So this is how we logically know specifically that this is the maximum IP that it can go to. The maximum value an IPv4 address can go to. It will never exceed a value above 255. How do we know that? Because that is the maximum value that you can calculate from a binary to decimal conversion of an octet which contains all the values as 1. Okay. Therefore, you will never have a value such as an IP such as 300.256.10. This will be an invalid IP because none of the octets can have a value above 255. The reason being, again, as I've told you, if you put all ones, when you convert this from binary to decimal, that is the maximum value you can attain. Okay, so from this, we understand, from that logic of converting binary to decimal, we can understand the first IP is 0000 and the last IP is 255.255.255.255. Is this clear, guys? Again, you don't need to understand how to calculate it. It is better if you know. If you're not able to if it's a bit tough, that is also not a problem at all. But we need to understand the logic of why we have the IP address only maximum to 255. The reason being, when you calculate this with all ones everywhere, you will only get 255 and nothing else. Okay, is this clear, everyone? Ganesh, Kaustubh, Pooja, Ravi Swami. Okay, perfect. Now proceeding further, let's understand the sequence of these IP addresses. We understood the first IP is 0000. We got to know the last IP is 255.255.255.255. How do these IPs progress is what we need to understand now. Okay, so firstly, there are two simple rules for this. Okay, rule number one, to understand the sequence of IP addresses, always start with the rightmost value. What I mean by that is, if you have an IP address like this with 4 octets, always increase the rightmost octet value. So the 0000, after that, the next IP is going to be 0.0.0.1. After that, the next IP is going to be 0.0.0.2, then 0.0.0.3. Goes on, and you'll reach a value 0.0.0.255. You will never have a value such as 0.0.0.56 after that. This is completely wrong. Okay. Now, once the maximum value is attained in any one of the octets, so only after the rightmost octet has been completely filled and it cannot exceed any more values, then go to the left value. Okay, so the left value beside that needs to change. So that 0 changes to 1 now. Okay, and then reset the rightmost value back to 0 again. So 255 resets back to 0. Again, according to rule number 1, always start with the rightmost value. So after 0010, don't directly skip to 0.0.2.0. Okay, that would be wrong again. According to rule number 1, this octet needs to change. Okay, always start with the rightmost value. So next octet value, next IP is going to be after 0.0.1.0 is going to be 0.0.1.1. Then you have 0.0.1.2. Then you have 0.0.1.3. Then you'll have 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, and that goes all the way up to 1.255. After that, now this is completely filled now. So this 1 changes to 2 now. Okay, then you have 0020, 21, 22, 23, goes all the way up to 2255. Then you have 30, 31, 32, 33, goes all the way up to 3255. Then 40, 41, 42. Then that starts to 50, 60, 70, 80. Like that, it goes all the way up to 2002550. Then you have 2551, 2552, 2553, 255, 255. Now both these octets are filled. Same scenario. Once the rightmost octets are filled, then go to the left value. So now this changes to 0, 1, 0, 0. So this 0 changes to 1, and this 255 and 255 reset back to zeros. Is this clear, guys? Is it a bit confusing? Please let me know if this is confusing, guys, because when I was learning these, I had a confusion for a very long time. Okay, so it's completely normal to be confused. If there's any confusion, please let me know. I will explain it again until this is completely clear for everyone. 89 not understanding. Basant, 89, I didn't get you.
Last one is 89, sir. Can you please go down?
Last one, okay.
89. 89, that one. Yeah.
This one. Oh, this was for another student, Basant. What I've done over here is I've given an example of a speedometer. If this suits you, let me just explain it. And if it is clearing it, it might be a much better example. So let's take this IP like a format of a speedometer in your vehicle. Let's say you just bought a new car or a new bike, and this is the first value in the speedometer. In the olden, now in today's world, you have digital meters. In the olden times, you would have a gear in the speedometers. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that. I guess everyone is. But so if you have bought a new bike or a new vehicle, this is your speedometer value. Okay, the number of kilometers you have driven. After that, the next kilometer is 0001. Then you have 0002. Okay, and just like in IPs, just like you have 000255. Let's assume this 255 is something like 9. Okay, so you have driven 9 kilometers. Okay, now this is the maximum value that cycle can repeat up in that gear of that speedometer. After 9, what happens? This 9 resets back to 0. Okay. And this 0 changes to 1. It's like after 9, you have 10 kilometers. Right. Same format. After 000255, this becomes 0010. This 255 resets back to 0. And this next 0 changes to 1. Okay. So I was just giving this kind of an example to another student actually. So some of the others got confused more. Some it helped out. So I'm not sure if this is making it clearer or not for you guys. Okay. So after 0010, then you have 0011. Okay. Then 12, 13. Okay. Then it reaches a value like 0019, something like 001255. Assume this 255 is something like the end of that gear. Okay. At 9, end of that cycle. Okay. After 19, this becomes 20, something similar to 0.0.2.0. Okay. Then you have 21, 22, 23, something like 21, 22, 23. And 2255 is something like 0029. Okay. Then you have 0030. Okay, something like 0.0030 kilometers. If I scroll down somewhere over here, you have something like 0.0254255. Okay, so this is like 254.255. Then you'll have this 254 changes to 255, and this 255 changes to 0. Okay, something like after 0089, you have 0090. Okay, at 0099, this is completely filled. This is also completely filled. Same format. 255 is completely filled. 255 is completely filled. So next octet, this 0 changes to 1. Similarly, after 99 kilometers, you have 100 kilometers. Is this clear, Basan? Hello? Okay, guys. For people who have still some minor confusion, guys, let me repeat this one last time just to clear it out. There are 2 simple rules, okay? Just like your gears in a speedometer vehicle or anything. If this is unclear for you, ignore it. Okay, I've just put this aside. So rule number 1, always start with the rightmost value. Rule number 2, if the rightmost value is completely filled, go to the next left value. That's it, as simple as that. So first ID is 0000. Second ID is 0001. Third ID 0002. Okay, then you have 0003, then 0004. This goes all the way up to something like 000254. Then you have 000255 over here. Now this is completely filled. After 255, you cannot have a value like 256. So this 255 needs to reset back to 0. Cycle repeats back to 0. And the 0 now changes to 1. Excuse me. Okay. Now, according to rule number 1 again, don't change this 0010 directly to 0020. That will be wrong. Okay. After 0010, the next value that comes is 0011. This 0 changes to 1. Then 2. Then 3. Then 4, then 5, goes all the way up to 255. Then, now this is completely fit. So this 1 changes to 2 again. Okay, then you have 20, 21, 22, 23, something like 2255, then 30, 31, 32, 33, and then it goes to 3255. Like that, it repeats again and again and again and again, and goes all the way up to 002550, 2551, 2552, 2553, 255, Now the 0 changes to 1. Okay, because both of these are filled, it cannot exceed any more value. So the next octet needs to change. So this 0 becomes 1 and these 2 become zeros again. Okay. Up to this part, is it clear for everyone, guys? Basant, Ganesh, Kaustuv, Roy, Pooja, Ravi Swami, Saad, Vineet, Yashashwini. Okay. Ravi Swami, is this clear? You had a question. Perfect. Anyone else who has any doubts? Okay, no worries. Proceeding further. Now, after this, after something like 100, now again, do not directly go to 0200. Rightmost value needs to change first. So after 0100, 0101, 0102, 0103, 010255. Now this 255 is completely filled. So this 0 changes to 1 now. So 0110, 0111, 0112, 0113 goes all the way up to 011255. Then you have this 1 changes to 2 now. Okay, 0120, 0121, 122, 123, 12255, then 0130. Okay, like that it repeats again and again and again, and you'll have a value somewhere like 01255, 255. Okay, this is completely filled. This is completely filled. So this 1 changes to 2 now. Okay, and whatever repeated from 0100 till 01255, that will same repeat again from 0200 to 022555. Same repeats again from 0300 to 032555. Okay, like that the cycle repeats again and again and again and you'll reach a value in the end up to 0, 255, 255, 255. This is something like 0999. After 999 kilometers, the next reading will be 1000 kilometers. Same format. If this is completely filled, this is also completely filled, this is also completely filled. Now this 0 changes to 1 over here. And all of them reset back to zeros. Again, whatever repeated from 0000 till 000255255, the same thing will repeat again from 1000 to 1255255525. Same thing will repeat from 2000 to 2255255525. Same thing repeats from 3000 to 3255255525. And the last cycle from 255000 to 255255255. This is the last IP. And this is how the cycle repeated or started progressing from 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255. Is this clear, guys? Any confusion? This again, guys, trust me, it is, frankly speaking, it is confusing. For the first time when you go through this concept, it is completely normal to be confused. Okay, but I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. If there is still any inconvenience, if there's still any confusion, please let me know so that I can try to clear it out. Okay. One last time, any questions for anyone? Vineet has said it's clear. Basant has said it's clear. Ravi Swami said it's clear. Yashashwini, Saad, Pooja, Roy, Kostum, Ganesh. Clear. Okay, perfect, guys. Now, from this table, we can try to calculate how many total number of IPs are there. So if you understand, each octet is changing 255 times. So this octet changes 0 to 255. Again, after 000255, once the 0 changes to 1 again it changes 255 times. For 2 again it changes 255 times. For 3 again it changes 255 times. Like that, for even for this octet, each of these change 255 times each. So like that, if you calculate the total number of IPs, if you take permutations and combinations, each value is changing 255 times. So the total number of IPs you have from 0000 first IP till the last IP 255, 255, 255, 255. That's gonna be 255 to the power 4. Okay, something like 255 into 255 into 255 into 255. That is a total of 4.3 billion IP addresses. Okay, so in the total range of the IPv4 from the first IP till the last IP, you have around 4.3 billion IPs. Now, back then, when this was invented or developed for the first time in 1950s and 1960s, they thought 4.3 billion IPs are more than sufficient for the rest of eternity. But fast forward to 50 years now, in today's era, 4.3 billion IPs are nowhere sufficient. We ourselves as a population itself is 8 billion people in total. Okay, and even if each person only uses one IP or for one device, they are still not sufficient. You're lacking still around 3.7 billion IPs. Okay, and definitely we don't use single devices. We have multiple devices at our home for each person. Therefore, when they understood that these IPs are getting extinct, these IPs are getting exhausted, they came up with two solutions. Solution number one is known as NAT, which stands for Network Address Translation, where they divided these 4.3 billion IPs into two formats. One is public IP and there's something known as private IP. Second solution, when they knew this solution is also going to finally fail, they came up with another solution, which is IPv6 addresses, the next version. Okay, after IPv4, there's no IPv5 because again, that was also experimental. They were researching on it. Okay, what they successfully launched was IPv6 address, and this IPv6 is a 128-bit address now. Okay, your IPv4 was just 32 bits in total. I've mentioned it over here. Okay, IPv6 is 4 times that. Okay, which is like 128 bits. Okay, but it doesn't mean it's like four times of 4.3 billion IPs. It has trillions and trillions of IPs in total. Okay, and IPv6 is never going to get extinct. At least I hope so. Okay, in the coming ages of eras or whatever it be, or million years. Okay, but anyhow, this is what we need to focus on. What are these public IPs and private IPs, and what are these IPv6 addresses? The next solution. Okay, now just to give you a proper definition of what is public and private IP. Public IPs are the IPs that are provided to you by your internet service provider, your ISP. Okay, so whatever it be, Airtel, Idea, Tata Docomo, Act Fiber, whatever it be, these people are known as ISPs, internet service providers. These are the organizations which are capable of providing you the service of internet, okay, by using public IPs. Private IPs are the IPs that are used locally in a network, and these are assigned to you by a DHCP server. In your local home network, your router, your Wi-Fi router itself acts as your DHCP server. Okay, or you can also manually assign these private IPs. Okay, so in an organization, a DHCP server does the job of assigning a private IP. Okay, or if there's a network ad, you can manually assign also. Okay, so just to give you a clear picture of how these private and public IPs look like. So let's say if I have these multiple devices at my home. So this is my laptop, and let's say this is my smart TV, and I have a phone in my network. Okay, all of these devices will internally be connected to a router. Okay, and somewhere I'll have an ISP also. So this is my internet service provider. Let's say Airtel. This ISP will provide me a public IP. So if you notice, for your router, you'll be getting a wire from outside. From outside your house, there'll be a wire coming and connecting to your router. That wire is nothing but the wire which is giving you the public IP. Okay, and it could be something like some random IP, 1.2.3.4. Okay, on the other end of the router, all the other devices will be connected to it, wired or wirelessly. So if it's a Wi-Fi router, all the other devices, your laptop, your smart TV, and your smartphone will be connected wirelessly to it. And these devices will get a private IP. Okay, so this is a public IP over here on one end of the router, public IP, and on the other end, you will have private IPs, something like 192.168.1.10, 1.20, 192.168.1.20, and something like 192.168.1.30 randomly, let's say. Okay, don't worry what this 192.168 is, guys. Again, this is a private IP. I'll explain what this, why specifically 192.168. Okay, don't worry about that. We'll learn that in the coming sessions. But just to give you a clear picture, this is how it looks like. All these are private IPs in your intranet. Okay, intranet is nothing but the local network. On the internet, on the other side of your router, you have the public IP, and this is given to you by your public ISP. Okay, your internet service provider, which is like Airtel or Idea or whatever it be. Okay, is this clear? Any questions up to this part? What is a public IP and what is a private IP? Okay, now let me clear the drawings. Now, if you want to check your public and private IP, if you want to check your public IP, simple rule is this: you just need to go to your browser and search for what is my IP, and that shows you the exact public IP that you're receiving. If you go to this website, what is my IP address.com, this also shows you the public IP, the same IP which you're getting from your ISP. So at my home right now, I'm using my Airtel broadband connection. Okay, and that is the IPv4 IP that I'm getting from my public ISP, internet service provider. If I want to check my private IP, I have to go to my command prompt for that. In the command prompt, I can give the command ipconfig. This is the command that is used to check your private IP. And you can notice from my Wi-Fi interface, since right now I'm connected through my Wi-Fi interface over here, the Wi-Fi adapter is what I need to check. And in that, I can see that I'm getting a private IP. And this is the private IP that I got, 192.168.1.2. Okay, so these are what public and private IPs are. We'll be discussing in much more detail about these IPs in tomorrow's session, guys. I'll show you the ranges of these different, they have something called classes. We'll understand what these classes are, what these different public and private IPs are. And in proceeding further, we'll understand what subnet mask is, what are the DHCP protocols, what are the DNS protocols, and all that. Okay, so we have a lot more to discuss on networking concepts, which will be continuing in tomorrow's session. Okay, so again, we'll take a few short sessions. We'll keep it short and simple every day. What we have taken as a first introductory class on networking, okay, understanding what these IPv4 addresses are, and how do you understand what is the first IP and what is the last IP, what is the range, on what, how these IPs are consecutively moving or progressing. Okay, and in tomorrow's class, we'll go in much more depth, understanding what these public IPs are, what these private IPs are, who is assigning them, and what are the different classes, and how do you differentiate these IPs. Okay. So yeah, that's it, guys. Nothing more for this session. If you have any queries, you can let me know. If I'll just end the session and we'll continue back tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Yashashwini, you have raised a hand. Any questions?
Yeah, sir. Sir, I am into testing. So for me, pen testing and all, it will be helpful, right? The course?
Yeah, exactly. So after we have the CE8 session, we also take an advanced course also called Web Application Pen Testing. So if you're interested in that, once you're done with the CE8, you can opt for that also. Yashashwini.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Any other queries, guys? Any other questions?
Hi, sir. This is Basant here.
Hi, Basant.
Sir, I am belongs to actually development. So
Okay.
currently, last 6 months onwards, I am switching to cybersecurity development.
Okay.
So I am from Java background actually. I don't have networking concept handle. So I think it will be beneficial for me in this course, right?
Yeah, definitely, Basan. If you're planning or if you're planning on or opting on shifting to cybersecurity, this is a go-to course. This is the course which is sufficient for someone who's completely new to the cybersecurity domain, because all the foundational concepts are required for someone to understand the different technicalities of this domain are discussed in this course. We cover from the very basics, so people who don't belong to the same domain can have an ease of proceeding further in the topics. Okay, so we'll be going very slowly. We'll be going from the very basics of concepts, so that anyone from a different domain can easily catch up.
Okay.
Okay. So it's going to be definitely helpful for you, Basan. There's no doubt in that.
Okay.
Okay. Any other queries, guys, for anyone else? Ganesh, Kaustubh, Roy, Pooja, Ravi Swami, Saad, Vineet, Rahul. Any questions or doubts? Okay, guys. If there's no questions or no queries, again, I'll end the session. And I guess in the chat, they have given the details on how to make the payment or how to proceed further. They're going to change the link, guys. So register if you have found the demo or if you have found the class very interesting, and if you found me comfortable, if you're able to understand my way of teaching, fine. Great. I hope you have liked the session. And if you want to proceed further with the classes, please contact DURGASOFT. Okay. Is there any coding language required? No, Ravi Swami, there is not at all any requirement for any development or coding language requirement. Okay. There's one bonus topic called malware development using Python. And in that, I will be teaching myself the basics of Python. So you don't need to learn something separately from anywhere else. Everything that is required for the course is in the course itself. We have included all the prerequisites for the course in it, so that people can just come and start the course if they have a basic understanding of computers. That is the only requirement. Other than that, there is no other requirement at all. You don't need to learn any topic separately from anywhere else. Okay.
Sir, one more query. Sorry to disturb.
Sure.
Hello.
Yeah, Basan, I can hear you.
Yeah. Sir, actually, for the development point of view, is there any in the first question I asked related to any JCA, JSP? Means like currently what I am doing, I am creating one key store, or I am doing some firewall coding kind of thing. So that kind of thing, may I know where we can get it, or how I can get more knowledge on that?
I mean, are you talking about developing an application, or I couldn't get your point clearly, Basan?
Developing not application, like in the cybersecurity, in the cryptography, suppose we are encrypting or decrypting those things, right? That coding and all I am asking. So means because I am using suppose a message digest and all. So these kind of classes, APIs, we will get it as development point of view.
Yeah, again, as I've told you, if you take the example of encryption, Basan, there's nothing for you to separately develop. You already have an encryption technology called SSL encryption. Okay, in the web browsers and all, whenever you visit a HTTPS site, that is SSL encrypted. So all you have to do is purchase a certificate for that. Okay, and automatically all the data that is traveling from your server to any client or the endpoint, everything gets automatically encrypted. Okay, so there's nothing for you to program separately, because encryption is an already established concept. You already have algorithms like SHA-5, SHA-56, which are encryption algorithms to encrypt your data rather than keep it in clear text. So we'll understand what these algorithms are. We'll understand how this is happening, but there's nothing for you to separately code on that. All you have to do is integrate it on your application, right?
Yes. Correct.
So we'll understand the main concepts of cryptography. We'll understand how to create a secure application, how to check for vulnerabilities, how to understand if your system is weak or if it has any loopholes, how to rectify those loopholes, how to see to it that your system or organization is completely secure. So that is what we'll be covering on. Okay, that is known as vulnerability testing and vulnerability assessment. Testing and scanning if your organization or if your device itself is vulnerable to any kind of an attack. If it is vulnerable, how do you verify that? That is known as vulnerability assessment by using tools like Metasploit. And once you know it is assessed, once you know there's a vulnerability, how do you patch it? What is the applying of the patch that is required for it to be secured rather than vulnerable to attacks? So that is what we'll be learning in the whole course.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Sure. Any other questions, guys, or any other queries? Ravi Swam. Custom is ethical hacking portion also complete. Custom, yeah, that's the course we're doing right now. Okay, so we are going with the ethical hacking course itself, and this is the first topic, networking concepts. Okay, once the course is done, you'll be done with the CH part. Ravi Swami, yes, I'll be sharing the notebook file, but at the end of the session. So by end of tomorrow's class, I'll be sharing this notepad file with everyone. Once we're done with the complete session, I usually share the notepad files. So I'll be taking your emails in tomorrow's class, guys. And once I take your emails, I'll be forwarding all the notepad files which I take classes on. Okay, so I'll be sharing all the documents and all the resources as well. Okay, and DurgaSoft uploads these files to their drive for recordings. So if anyone wants to access the recordings also for the sessions that we take, you can access them on DurgaSoft official website. Okay. And don't worry, I'll be sharing the notepad files as well to everyone via their email. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's it, guys. Nothing more. I hope you have liked the session. If there's any feedback, please let me know. If there was any audio issue or if it was too fast or too slow, let me know, because feedback is completely appreciated. Okay. So yeah, nothing more. Thank you, guys. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. Okay. If there's any queries regarding the fees part or the batch part, please contact DurgaSoft. If there's any technical queries, let me put my number in the group chat to everyone. 768-0069-768. That's my personal number. You can contact me on WhatsApp or call for any technical queries regarding the course. Okay. If you have any queries regarding the fees part or the batch allotment part or the batch timings part, please contact the institute. Okay. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you like the session. Bye-bye. Good day. See you tomorrow.